Check, level, check. Checky to the left, checky to the right. Checky, checky, checky with all your might. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Here we go. Okay, Laura, we're done. 3, 2, and uno. Tony Basilio welcoming you in the Ray Mears studio where your Tennessee Volunteers defeat the Texas Longhorns. A final count of 85-71. A game Tennessee led by 15 at halftime. It got close momentarily midway through the second half, but really not really close. I mean, the Vols won this game. They won the game rather easily. Texas doesn't have any players, and Tennessee's got, to this point, an okay basketball team. The Vols did some things well tonight. The Vols still have some struggles. We'll talk about all of it, and we will get to it. We'll get to your phone calls. It's all ahead. It is Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime, presented by Marcos Garza and the Garza Law Firm. Brian Hartman is in the house with me tonight talking about this one as, these late-night games. This one went off late, went off 15 minutes later than usual, so 9:15 Eastern Time, and we'll come back. We'll talk about this one. First time out. We'll get you back to this episode of Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime, presented by Marcos Garza and your Garza Law Firm, online at garzalaw.com. Don't you dare trust one of these carpetbagger, fly-by-night attorney groups that's come in here from Florida, Alabama, etc. You're going to trust the Garza Law Firm, folks that live, work, worship, grocery shop with you, are a part of your community, are a part of us, are of the earth. Trustworthy, honest, legal representation, treating clients like family, available 24/7 at garzalaw.com. Don't you dare trust one of those carpetbaggers. Shout out to our friends at T3 Vodka. Score you a T33 every time with Tennessee's premium vodka. Make it a 2026 resolution, handcrafted with passion, precision, a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka, taking the Volunteer State by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. 5-time gold medal winning vodka. 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. And no doubt in the running in 2026 once again. Score a T33 and ask for T3 by name at your restaurants, your wine and liquor stores. Drink it neat, drink it right. T3 Vodka, hit a T33 every single time. Distributed by Athens Distributing, and please drink responsibly. Shout out to Waterside Contracting. Got a dream about building? Waterside Contracting's been making dreams come true for over a quarter century. And counting, hundreds in our area. Custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting. If you want to build on your lot, they'll do incredible work for you. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the website, watersidecontractingllc.com, or see the link over at tclub.team. Quality without compromise, Waterside Contracting. When it's time for a fresh coat, you're going to run. Don't walk to Walker's Painting. You going to run. But you're not going to hide, because they've been making it beautiful since 1999. That's going on 27 years of serving the living volunteers. Free estimates available. Mention you heard about it here on Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime, and it's 10% off your first job. So let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting. See the ad in the blog over at tclub.team. And on the way out, I want to remind you, when it's time to play, it's time for VIP play. Why? Because everybody gets treated like a VIP over at VIP play. Claim your VIP play welcome bonus. You bet $20, you get $100 in bonus bets instantly. The promo code and the phrase that pays is T and Tony. They're live always, 200-plus leagues. All the college hoops you can stand, NBA, NHL, you name it, they've got it. VIP play, live always with 200-plus leagues, numerous bet types, props, options, and if you have a bet in mind and it's compliant within the state of Tennessee, the VIP players, well, They'll make it for you. That's why everybody gets treated like a VIP at VIP Play. Gambling problem, 800-889-9789, 21 and over, located in the state of Tennessee to place a bet, VIP Play. Speaking of VIPs, we got some folks that want to talk. We'll get back to them. It is your Garza Law Tennessee Basketball Overtime as we come back, and we, ladies and gentlemen, bring it back, and let's hear what's on the phone lines. Take it away here at Garza Law Tennessee Basketball Overtime. Presented by Marcos Garza, your Garza Law firm. I got to shout myself out today. I gave some winners out today for the VIP Play over there tonight. The Flyers with the win and the cover. Boom, let's go. And my Volunteers with the win and the cover. It was an all-orange night for me tonight. The win and the cover. For Tennessee, though, the game, this was a game here. The opponent you had in front of you, past Tennessee teams would have beaten this team by 30. This Tennessee team's going to beat this team by 15. That's what this team is right now. Jacoby Gillespie was incredible tonight. Just an incredible, I mean, he was at the height of his powers. 34 points, 12 of 18 from the field, 5 of 8 from three-point land, 5 of 5 from the line. The Vols were 21 of 29 from the foul line on the night. They started the game 10 of 14 in the first half, and a lot happened well tonight for the Vols. And then there's a lot to kind of look at and go, geez, they got to clean that up. Get ready to go on the road. Noon start with Florida on Saturday. Bri, your thoughts on tonight's game? Because Texas, boy, I feel sorry for the Texas basketball fan. Got to sit there and watch that all year. That is a brutal basketball team.
Texas has to play Alabama on the road, then host Vanderbilt. Woo! So there's going to be a lot of heavy drinking if you're invested emotionally in Texas basketball. But that's one rough watch. But I'll tell you who wasn't a rough watch was Jacoby Gillespie.
Yep.
And it's pretty obvious that he is the one. He's the bell cow. He's going to have to do most of the heavy lifting, I think, a lot of the times in a lot of games. And he was more than capable of doing that tonight. But what needs to happen now is he's got to get a little bit more help from all around. And I think one guy that really stood out to me in a good way other than him was Dwayne Brown. That guy has gotten better. It looks like he has really developed since in the last couple months since the season started. I wish Nate Ament would take a similar step. That would be nice.
865-200-5402. Ament just continues to look kind of hesitant. He was aggressive a little bit, tonight in the second half, and in the first half, rather. And in the second, he finishes with 8, and he made 4 of his 5 foul shots. And I'm looking for bright spots from him because he picks up his 4th foul.
5 turnovers.
5 turnovers, 2 right off the bat. Mark Griffin was talking about his assist-to-turnover ratio so far in the year and how underwater he is today during our segment with Griff that's going to be every Tuesday on our daily show. And Griff's got, there he is tonight. 5 turnovers to 2 assists. That's just not going to work. Just not going to work. So, again, he's just not what they thought he was going to be. He's not shooting the ball. He's 0 for 2 from three-point range. We'll see. Give him some grace here. Let's go to the phones. Want to hear from you. As the Vols beat the Texas Longhorns, we want to celebrate that fact. Hello and welcome in. As you're on the air, the Vols go to 1-1 in Southeastern Conference play. Up next for the Tennessee Volunteers, who finished 1 for 7, went on a scoring drought the last 3-14. But up next, a noon visit to the Florida Gators. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, guys. Joshy boy.
Hey, Josh. Welcome in.
Thanks. What a really great night for Jacoby Gillespie. 34 points. He was on fire tonight, Tone.
He was putting on a show, buddy.
Yeah. So, what did you make, guys, of the Vols out rebounding Texas tonight, 37-31 on the board?
Look, I think this is a Tennessee team that's going to be very difficult to beat in their building. I think they're going to play better. They're going to play well in their building. I thought that tonight they came out and did exactly what they had to do. Brian talked about Brown. I thought Tennessee, for the most part, did exactly what they needed to do to put space between this opponent and themselves, and they created easy baskets for themselves. And at times when they missed shots, they were able to go and get them. They had so many looks at it. So I just think that for the night, this was a nice bounce back win for the Vols, and they did out rebound their opponent 37-31. You're right.
And I thought Dwayne Brown had a pretty nice game tonight.
Yeah.
10 points.
Yeah, no question. Good to see him. Good to see Estrella. Good to see Carey all cracking double digits. And as Brian was saying earlier, it sure would be nice if Nate Ament would catch fire. You know, Mark Griffin mentioned on today's show that he would have loved to have seen Tennessee sort of feature him out of the gate, speaking of Ament, but I didn't see that. But then again, how do we know?
Yeah.
Because he turned the ball over the first two times Tennessee had the ball, basically.
Yep. Guys, who you think is going to be the two guard to step up? I still believe it's going to be Amari Evans.
Well, I mean, he's the most live-body guy, but he was pretty quiet tonight in his 23 minutes. But I'm not. The thing I like about Amari Evans is he's not afraid to stick his head in there and go for it.
Yeah.
So,
guys, this league, not in and not out, it's going to be really tough. But I feel like it's still going to be a pretty good season. And Tony, out the door, what the heck was Jimmy Dykes talking about? Putting two basketballs through the net.
I don't pay attention to Jimmy Dykes. 865-200-5402. No offense to him. As we celebrate Tennessee's 85-71 win against Texas, if you want to jump in, 865-200-5402 is the number. And let's go back to our phones and get our next call in. And lines are open for you as we talk about Tennessee's win tonight over the Texas Longhorns, an 85-71 final. Again, the Vols on the road with Florida on Saturday. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, guys. Dave.
Hey, Dave. Good to talk to you.
Well, I guess the Troy Henderson experiment lasted about 7 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's about all it lasted. And Amari Abram, he's buried. He's just going to have to he's got to shrink his rotations down.
Yeah, he will.
Because I'm disappointed in Amari Abram. I just thought he could contribute a little bit more, and he's contributing, but he's just lost.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good observation from you. I think there are some guys, and the wheat's gonna separate itself here. Look, they want Henderson, and they need to get Henderson some minutes because they need a backup point guard that they can sort of count on. Boswell, for everything he does well, kind of is living in foul trouble when he's guarding people, Dave. I don't know if you've noticed that, but in league play now, that's twice he's gotten himself into massive foul trouble in 20 minutes of play. 4 personal fouls tonight. The fact of the matter is this team is still very much a work in progress. And they're just not up to snuff the last couple of years. We've gotten spoiled here. What we have here now, Dave, is a pretty good college basketball team. And that's going to have to be enough for now till they grow and develop. And who knows, if Ament becomes the player Rick Barnes thinks he's going to be by year's end, maybe they'll be at a different clip. But for right now, this is a pretty good college basketball team. That's what we're seeing in front of us here.
Here's the thing. Bishop Boswell is very efficient when he shoots.
You're right.
He just doesn't shoot enough.
No.
I don't know how you can get this guy to shoot more, but you got to get him to shoot more because I'm telling you what, he's shooting like 60% from three. I mean, his shooting percentages are great. I mean, he's not taking a lot of shots a game.
Yeah.
But he's hitting what he's shooting from three. But I don't know how they can get this guy to be a little more offensive. I don't know.
It's a good point, Dave, because the role he has right now is that of defensive stopper. It's almost like on this club, Gillespie's role is to take the shots, and Boswell's role is to go in there and play the D. But you do bring up a good point, Bri. He does bring up a good point about Boswell. There's no question that the guy has made the most of his opportunities. When you look at his line tonight, he's 1 of 2 from the field. He hits the 1-3 ball that he shoots, and that thing's pure as a driven snow.
And it was a big 3 at times.
Yes,
I think
it was.
Coming out of the halftime.
Yes, it
and
was.
It extended their lead up to where they got eventually a 23-point lead.
Yep.
But that Texas was able to get back down somewhat.
Yep.
And I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Now when I see Evans going the game, now he did throw up an air ball from the corner.
Yep.
But I still like his game. I mean, he's not. The moment is not too big for him at all.
No. Mm-mm.
And he had a great tip right at halftime, right at the buzzer at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's got a role on this team.
Yep.
I could have done without the
Amen.
flagrant foul.
The flagrant foul,
Yeah,
Brian.
that was stupid.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll give the kid this, okay? The kid plays hard, man. That kid plays hard. I like a kid with some edge. I would rather gear you down than have to gear you up. This cement guy, Dave, we're having to gear him up. I would rather gear you down than gear you up personally.
Tony, they threw the ball out to him on the wing. Amen.
Yes.
And there wasn't. He was about a foot, 2 feet behind the 3-point line.
He don't want to shoot
And there
it.
wasn't a defender
No.
within 15 feet of him.
Dave, he don't want to shoot it.
And he didn't even. He turned his back to the goal
No,
and passed it back out.
We're in a spot right now with him where Nate Ament is in his own head. Mark said this was a great team for him to get off with tonight, and he came right out. And granted, look, you watch Texas, they don't defend at all. Everything was an easy basket in the first half. Tennessee got whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted it, and got downhill on them, and which is why Gillespie had the game that he had. In a perfect world, Ament gets 20 tonight, but he's very much a work in progress right now, and he's fighting himself, Dave. He really is.
How can that be, Tony?
I don't know.
How can he be this bad?
You heard Griff talk about him today, what they saw in practice, people I talked to behind the scenes, how Barnes fell in love with him. Nobody could have foresaw what's happening with this kid right now. But they're going to keep plugging because he's got a world of talent. And if they can figure out a way to unlock him, Dave, this team could have a real high end in a few months. If they don't, Dave, we're looking at a pretty good basketball team.
He looks like they just don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what he's good at on the offensive end. He obviously is not a good 3-point shooter.
Correct. Well, he actually is he's a great 3-point shooter, and has been at many levels. And in practice this year was very comfortable and confident and all those things. But yeah, to this point, he's now afraid to do a lot of things.
And good for him. He led the team in steals with 4, so that should be pointed out too.
Sure. Yeah, he showed
didn't
some.
How many
really
rebounds?
affect him on
How many
defense
rebounds did he have?
badly.
No, he showed some. Dave, you don't have to attack the guy, Dave.
He had 5 rebounds.
I mean, come on, Dave.
Which-
No, sorry. How many
Second
minutes
on
did he
the
play
team.
tonight?
Dave, 22 minutes.
Yeah. I mean,
Say something
it's
nice about him,
it's a
Dave.
disappointment.
Dave.
But-
Dave.
What?
Relax. It's early, man. Don't call the guy a disappointment. It's early. He'll figure it out.
Nah, he's a role player, Tony.
Dave, come on, man. It's January.
Tony, come on.
You don't.
You really think this guy's gonna? You think this? Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
By the end of the season, how many points per game do you think he'll average?
I'm not God. And I'm not worried about a season average. I'm worried about when we get to basketball in March, can I count on him to be at least my second leading scorer and to be a dog that wants the basketball? If the answer to those two things is yes, then I've got a chance to go very far and go where we want to go in March. And if the answer to those two things is no, Dave, I'm not getting out of the first weekend, and I appreciate your call.
True.
Thank you, and that's where I'm at. But you can't call the guy this, and you can't call the guy that, and you can't call the guy a bust, and you can't look. I mean, when he plays the way he's playing right now, they have an okay college basketball team. That's what the Vols are. They're pretty good. They're going to make the tournament. They're going to be, I don't know. What would they look like tonight? 5 seed, something like that? I mean, okay. They're not great by any stretch of the imagination. Matt Dixon, your thoughts on what we witnessed here as I welcome you into Garza Law Tennessee basketball overtime. Hello.
Good to be on with you guys. Just Jacoby Gillespie just took over the game there in the first half, and kind of a sweat-free second half where you were never in danger of losing at all.
Yep.
So a lot of good things. The foul fest and the officials just kind of mucked up the game a lot and put a bunch of people in foul trouble on both teams in the first half and took away the flow. But Gillespie just kind of carried you. And every time Texas made a little bit of a run there in the second half, Gillespie would either get a steal, hit a three, or just make a winning play to start a 4 or 5 point run to put the game. I thought Jalen Carey and Dwayne Brown were really good inside in the first half. Texas is not going to defend you hardly at all inside, but it's good to see those guys get some baskets. You made your free throws tonight, which was a much welcome sight. So it's a good win. You kind of needed it, and Gillespie going off is cool. He's probably got, maybe 2, possibly 3 more games like that this year, I think, in him. You just kind of hope they come in the right spots.
And it was curious tonight because, Evans didn't really have to shine. They were talking earlier before you jumped in here about the foul he committed. I love a guy that you've got to gear down rather than gear up, and we've got to see Akpara find another gear, or not Akpara, but Ament find another gear. Akpara we knew was kind of beat up coming into tonight. But, Matt, you're right about the fouls. Tennessee has 3 guys finish with 4. Texas 1, but the fouls were mounting on both ends. And, look, it's already a game that started at 9:15 Eastern time. And what was the goal? To keep us up till 1 o'clock in the morning here? I mean, what are we doing? It's ridiculous they can't start that game at 9 o'clock Eastern like they say. Now you got to wait for another game to end in another window, which means, Matt, these games that are listed at 9 o'clock aren't going to go off till 9:15, 9:20. It's just not. Is this fair to your patrons?
It's just not good for the average fan. It was an okay attendance. Crowd, wasn't really great. It kind of got loud when they showed like Joey Aguilar a few times on the big screen, but. Yeah, it's just hard. It's hard to have a great environment for a weekday game that starts at 9 p.m. That's just
ridiculous,
just absurd. But that's what TV does. So maybe it got more eyes on that Auburn A&M game. What an incredible ending for that. How hilarious was that?
Back to the phones we go. Are you enjoying the Stephen Pearl era so far?
Yes, they went. What was it, Brian? They were up 16, and then they got down by 10. Came all the way back, hit a half-court shot that would have won it, but it gets waved off. Just hilarious.
They gave up a 31-6 run.
Not to mention that LSU game tonight where they, I think, were down, 55-20 something?
It was 35-10. They were, I think, a 7-point favorite at home, and they were down 35-10 to South Carolina, who sucks.
Back to the phones we go, and then they ended up.
They lost by 10.
But they scratched back and almost came all the way back in the game, but. Some wild night in the SEC, but Tennessee, no problem with this Texas team who literally looks like you talk about some scraps out of the portal. That's some scraps out of the portal they have on that club. That Tremont Mark tonight, when he called their final timeout, and then he came right out, and he was their leading scorer tonight. He comes right out of that timeout and commits a turnover. But he couldn't wait to burn their final timeout with 9 minutes left. I mean... Good luck. Good luck to that
like
team.
Sean Miller being the 6th man on the court.
The whole night.
He gives Buzz Williams a run for his money. That was impressive. And they still couldn't stop Tennessee.
I like old Sean Miller, though. He's pretty next level. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, it's Zach. Driving back to Elizabeth and Johnson City area.
Good to talk to you, brother.
What is up?
Good talking to you.
Good talking to you. At midnight, at midnight, Matt Dixon officially becomes Matt Diskin. Officially, he's like a gremlin.
No question.
After midnight, we're gonna let it all hang out.
You got it, brother.
And I went to the game. I got tickets head down after work. Why did the game? I'm just curious. Mm-hmm. Why did they? Because I got to the arena with my buddy, and why did they start 15 minutes late?
Well, there were 2 games in the window, but there was one outside of the region. They were going to put the game on ESPN2 and get it clearance there. But the game that was a game at Bride. Do you remember the game that was out of the Northeast?
Yeah, Cincinnati and West Virginia
there you go.
were playing
Cincinnati and West Virginia.
7 window, and
that's
that game wasn't overtime, but it lasted to like 9-10.
And that's what held our game up till 9:15.
Well, that's just not
acceptable.
That's just not cool.
No, it's not cool.
Not cool. The fans, players, the workers at TVA.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, folks. One of the things I've noticed, and Gillespie was amazing tonight. Props to him. Props to JP. Australia.
Yep.
He looked nice. I mean, he had a nice little game. Amari, like I think you're talking to Dave. He didn't shine. I don't know what we can do to get a Mint. Like if we could get him open, like they call that floppy action where you have a guy like come to the like maybe the elbow and then drop him down to the side, to the corner. Isn't that what they call a floppy action? I'm trying to remember my terminology.
That works for me. It's close to midnight. My brain quit working. Go ahead.
That he's just not gonna. He's not gonna, go to the rack. I kept hearing about this rise and shoot, but maybe we just gotta create him a shot. But the free throws are much improved. What I liked was the hustle against the team that, like you said, was kind of just there, and I had to leave early. They seemed like they quit, but a lot of Ament's turnovers are on passes. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Brian, Matt, have you noticed like a lot of his turnovers are just on kind of like?
Which I think this is a guy who's so in his head, Matt, that he's making plays that he knows he shouldn't make. A couple of those tonight, he looked like as soon as he threw them, he was like, "Oh man," like his body language. He just looks in his own head, Matt. It's very simple. I don't know how long this continues, but hopefully not long.
Just nothing goes right for him. He had the 2 turnovers, the first minute and a half of the game.
Yep.
Obviously a poor start and just never could get going.
Yep.
I think one of the issues for him is despite all of his struggles, he's still kind of your second leading scorer, and he's still the guy that other teams can hone in on and focus on defensively. And you just don't have that third or even fourth option to kind of take some of that pressure off of him and open some things up for him, because he needs all the help he can get right now.
And that's why if people want to sit there and hate on this kid and say he's a $4 million, listen, here's your options, okay? We can either try to encourage him to become the player that they got him to be, okay?
That's what we were doing tonight.
Or you can hate on him and turn on him and put pressure on him and go on boards and rip him and go on shows. And I'm not telling anybody how to act. I'm just going to tell you, if he does not become the player that we thought he was going to become, this team won't get out of the first weekend. They just won't. They don't have enough.
Right.
Zach, that's just the truth. This team just doesn't have enough compared to the teams we've seen here. They're a nice little team, and Gillespie's a nice player. But other than him, I look at their roster and I go, okay, what else kind of scares me here? Not much else.
No, you gotta almost count on somebody surprising the heck out of you, like Amari Evans did the other night.
That's right.
It was quiet in the arena because we didn't start until after midnight. Eric Clapton, and so me and my homeboy Jay, we were sitting there cheering. Like at the start of the game, you could hear us almost. I'm sure you could probably hear us. We were clapping for Nate and trying to, because, I was irritated for the first couple, but we got to get this guy – we got to get behind this guy and bring him along because it's either that or we're going to drive ourselves crazy talking about it on this show. And I talked about it, but I've decided to kind of be supportive. It was a good win tonight. I think we can go down to Florida and steal one. And thanks for doing these shows because it gets us home. Yeah. And I got 2 entries for the Griff. I got 2 ideas. I'm hoping that maybe I can still put them in when I get home if it's not too late.
No, it's not too late. No, I'm still taking entries. Our Tuesday segment with Mark Griffin. Thank you. Yeah, commonfan@gmail.com. Shoot me your email. I'd love to hear from you. And Tennessee wins tonight over Texas in a wild night in the league. 85-71 the final. Again, why are they playing South Carolina LSU in that time slot when they ought to be playing, and they gave them the number 1 officiating crew as well? Why are they playing that game in that time slot instead of that game in this time slot? None of that makes sense. I mean, I hate to bitch about that. I don't know, Matt, if you look at the schedule, we have like 9 of these this year. Like 9 of them.
9 o'clock games?
Yeah, have you looked?
I saw like 3 9 o'clock
like
games and
2 or 3 of them.
There's a slew
3
of
8:30
them.
games.
Yeah, well,
they do have 6 9 or 8:30.
I'm counting the 8:30 games
Saturday
too.
Games.
I'm counting the 8:30 games too. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air, and I appreciate you being on Garza Law Tennessee Basketball Overtime. Hi.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, welcome in.
It's Miller.
Hey, Miller. Good to talk to you, man.
Kind of a blah game.
Yep.
The best thing about tonight was that they didn't lose, because that would have been a bad loss.
A horrible loss.
Texas
yep.
has no talent.
No talent.
I would, number 5, I would like to have him. He could shoot.
Heidi? He's not a pretty nice little player. Yes.
Yeah, he could. He was a good shooter, but they didn't seem to run anything for him. He was getting threes off of offensive rebounds or had to shoot it at the shot clock. They kind of wasted him. He's a good looking shooter.
And there's another kid out there that was a pretty good athlete to get off the floor. But other than that Texas team, I mean, good luck to them. I don't know how many wins they have in the league, guys.
They really, since they got rid of Barnes, they've struggled to recruit. They've got a player every now and then. Their talent level has gone way down.
This guy here will recruit. This guy here will get ball players. Although, now in this era, it's all in how much you're willing to spend and how committed you are. And, you know, they got women's basketball going down there hard with Schaefer, who they paid a lot of money to get from Mississippi State. So, you know, I don't know how committed to the sport of college basketball they are there. I guess we'll find out.
Well, I'm sure they pour a lot of money into baseball as well.
Yes, they do.
So, if I'm Barnes, I think I would bring a Mint off the bench, take a little pressure off of him. If Tennessee is going to have a really good team this year, you're going to have to get 25 to 30 a night out of the 2 post players, Estrella and Carey.
Yep.
Because I just don't see a Mint being able to turn it on.
At what point does a Mint turn it on, do you think?
I don't think he does. Next year, maybe next year. He plays like somebody who's lost all his confidence.
Yeah.
He's very weak.
Yeah.
And he's not aggressive. And I just don't see it happening for him this year. He doesn't play like somebody that wants the ball.
No.
And so I don't think you can count on him. If you get 8 a night out of him, you're probably doing pretty good.
Yeah, you got one freshman, again, who you have to kind of gear down, that Evans kid. And you got one guy who you would like to get in another gear. Because Ament is like gliding out there.
Yeah, I agree. I think Evans has a chance to be a pretty good player.
Yes.
I don't think he'll ever be the Meshack level defensively, but I think he can be a pretty good defender and be a pretty good scorer. You know, he might get you 10 a game.
I hear that they feel like he's kind of a building block Look, if you think about the way Barnes has done this thing since he's gotten here, there's always a couple guys that are mainstays they sort of build around, and the two guys right now that they've sort of targeted for that are Evans and also this Boswell kid, who they've been really surprised with.
I don't see a lot from Boswell. He plays hard. I don't think he'll ever. I just don't see it with him. I'm trying to think of somebody to compare him to, and I can't think of anybody. And I did notice that Freddie DeLeon had a big game tonight against Michigan.
Yeah.
Just throw that out there. He's averaging 15 a game and shooting 50% from the field.
Freddie DeLeon, one of those guys that was never going to be serious enough to play for Rick Barnes.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them. Hey, there's an all-star team of those guys. Some people want to bring them up to me all the time. Freddie DeLeon was going to play here under Rick Barnes, the 12th and never, Miller. You know what I mean?
Yep, I agree.
Just like the guy at Baylor, just like B.J. Edwards, those guys were going to play the 12th and never under him, and not so much Edwards. I think they liked Edwards when he left.
Yeah, he's having a big year. Last time I looked, Carr was averaging close to 20 out there at Baylor.
Yeah, he sure is.
And those are guys that I don't care if they couldn't guard a tree, Tennessee could use their scoring ability.
But this head coach is never going to join you in that, my friend.
I know, and it's, sometimes you can cut your nose off to spite your face.
Oh, sure. This guy is really stubborn. There's no doubt. There's no question. That's true.
And so, anyway, all right, Tony, have a good show.
You too, brother. Have a good, safe trip. We're getting people to and fro the game. That's kind of what we're here for. This is Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime, presented by Marcos Garza, your Garza Law firm. They're online at garzalaw.com. We'll get some more calls in, get some more thoughts from Matt. I want Matt's thoughts, too, as well, on what we are going to expect now. This club, when it goes on the road, I heard Zach tell us he thinks they're going to win with Florida. I don't know. I just don't know if this team does enough things to win on the road right now. But we'll talk about it. As we continue, we'll get some more calls in. All lines are jammed as we continue, and we're officially into Wednesday. And there are reports out there that Sam Levitt's going to come visit Knoxville. Boy, I was saying this when Lane Kiffin was going to do it in other schools. I don't know if I'd fool around with a guy with that injury, but I don't want to get into that right now. But we will talk about that later today on The Daily Show, and the fun never ends around here after this. We'll get you back on this episode of Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime momentarily. Shout out to our friends at Garza Law. They're online at garzalaw.com. They are attorneys that care. Let us help. And they are live. They are local. They live among us. Don't you dare trust one of these out-of-towners, these carpetbaggers, these people that have bombed the area on our local airwaves. Garza Law, online at garzalaw.com. Whether it's DUI defense, criminal defense, personal injury, Social Security disability, or other aspects of the law, Garza Law has got you covered. They are a fabric and a fabric in this community. What is a fabric? I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. My friends at Calhoun's are a part of the fabric of this community as well. They've been sponsoring us for over a quarter century. They have been celebrating at the Copper Cellar family of restaurants 50 years of serving the living volunteers. That's right, 50 years. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Calhoun's. The taste of Tennessee. Before or after the basketball game for the Vols and the Lady Vols. Also remember, great party platters when you're hosting. And remember, they also do takeout as well. They are the taste of Tennessee. You will taste the freshness. Calhoun's, the taste of Tennessee. My friends at Connexio present Knoxville's Drive of the Game here on Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime. The My 20 Drive of the Game. The transportation platform revolutionizing the trucking industry nationwide, right here out of beautiful Knoxville, downtown Knoxville. You take control of your fleet in 2026. You improve your safety scores. You make drivers happy. You maximize your profitability. You make it a winning year in 2026 with KONEXIAL. That's KONEXIAL.com. Put a /Tony on there. We get credit for it. Drive life with Conexial and go Vols go. And you talk about live and local. Josh Collins is a pillar in our local community. What a beautiful guy he is. Look, you can get insurance anywhere, but will you get the Collins insurance difference? Our entire studio in the Raymere studio is insured by Josh Collins and the Collins Insurance Agency. We count on him. We trust him. We've had a few lightning strikes here. They've always been quick to pay. You never know what's going to happen. You and I both know that. See the difference. Experience the difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Also, want to shout out my friends at Alumni Hall. Ladies and germs, basketball season. The Vols and Lady Vols, they've got you covered. Also, when you're getting excited about Tennessee and the upcoming baseball season, they've got you covered. Doesn't matter the sport, doesn't matter the season, whatever the reason. Alumni Hall, the ultimate volunteer shopping experience. 3 locations in Knoxville. Also Bristol, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, and anytime around this great world of ours at alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall. Now let's get back to the action on Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime. And yours truly, Tony Basilio, in the Raymere studio. We'll go back to our phones at 865-200-5402. Tennessee, right now, per Ken Palm, will when that line opens with Florida, they're going to be a 3-point underdog in the game. Houston was the only game this year where they've been an underdog. They opened as a dog against Louisville and Arkansas, but got bet up in both games. But Houston's the only game where they opened as a dog. Let's go back to the phones. And we'll get our next call in, or went off as a dog, I should say. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
It's Big R, Tony.
Hey,
just like to say I would like to award the key moments of the game to one of my all-time favorites, Sean Miller. Sean's a pretty good coach, but here's the thing with Sean's teams. He always says, we're going to be tougher. And they're going to be tough, but they're going to be dumber, too. He'll go out there because, see, Sean loves his system, Tony. Mm-hmm. He's one of these guys that his system is infallible, and then he'll rip the kids, all right, when it doesn't work. And he'll go out and he's got a team of guys, long, lengthy people that would be great in matchups, soft man, quick help rotation type man. Mm-hmm. But his ego, he wants to be liked by his peers and respected. He's a big dog. I saw it the first 3 minutes, and I said, what an idiot. Just what an idiot. Playing a Tennessee
you like
team
that defense?
Literally can't shoot a lick.
AR, you like that defense?
It's the stupidest thing. I mean, I get it. Most people aren't noticing that. I started laughing. I said, this dude is a treat right here. And how he's going to play in this NIL order, I don't think it's going to go great because he'll rip the players, and because it is never Sean Miller's system. We're tougher. We're tougher. We're dumber. We're dumber. I mean, you're playing a team. Tennessee's got one guy that can shoot the ball consistently.
One guy.
What are you doing? Then, of course, my favorite part of it is he refused to have the help side cheat to the post play. You know why, Tony? Because we're tougher. We're tougher. We're going to go straight up. Well, you got your eyes beat in. Tennessee's dang good inside. Tennessee's flat terrible on the perimeter. What are you doing? Hey, Sean, I know it's a sin in your book, but there's this thing called a zone. Heaven
They won't
forbid.
do it. They will not do it in that sport. I mean,
you ever seen making all this
and here's
money?
the thing. But here's the thing about it. These guys are incentivized. They're quadrillionaires.
Oh.
They're told how brilliant they are, and when their little tricks don't work, and their bag of tricks don't work, that's it for them. They don't care.
Now, he's actually, when he has a roster to play what he wants to play, he's a pretty good coach.
Oh, he's very
There's
good.
just no doubt.
Yeah.
But he is a kid ripper every time he gets somebody, because it's never his system. But the great ones, well, you don't have to, I mean, if you don't want to play zone, play a soft man. Play with a cushion where you cheat in the sagittal line.
Yes.
And you're just quick to help down low.
Yes.
I mean, what the heck? I loved it, though. That was beautiful. Just to show me how dang stupid some of these people are making all this money. It's classic. I love it. Good win for Tennessee. The good news is I think there's more Sean Millers out there on our schedule of these coaches that are desperate. They want to be appreciated by their peers. We're tough as a team. And they'll probably do it again. Now, Cal, he just had his guys on the helpline the entire game and said, here, go shoot the ball. You can't shoot. I mean.
And that's how I'd play.
And that's about right.
What would you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly. I'd play you up when the ball's in your hand. I'd go out on you, put my help side, and cheat off 2 or 3 more steps toward the post, and not let you go 1-on-1 in the post the whole time.
Yeah.
If you kick it back out and you're wide open, native men, so when shooting, I mean, people talk about native men. Here's the thing I think about this. I think he's going to be probably a pretty good pro. Adam Silver has done a real good job of ruining any type of help side defense in the NBA. So I think you got a guy, they play in these systems, these AU, Nike, whatever, and there's no help defense. It's just one-on-one. And everybody talks about how well they shoot it, but you can never find their percentages. You just find their TikTok clips.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with that is they're always makes, or dunks.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen players like that. It looks like the ball should go in, but they just don't go in. And I'm at the point now he's not a very good shooter. That doesn't mean he might not become a better one. But, I mean, and I base it more on the free throws, to be honest, than I do the three-point shooting. I think the three-point shooting gets in your head. The free throw, however, that tells me there's something. Maybe you're just not a great shooter. I think he'll be a good player in time. If he hadn't got paid $4 million, I would say, man, the recruiting services really did him an injustice, because if he came in here as about what he is, about the 12th or 13th best freshman in the country, we'd be saying, man, we got a guy that's going to really play. He's going to be a ball player here at Tennessee for the next 2 years. But instead, there's really only one 5-star every year, maybe, and he's not it.
No, that's right. That kid's at Duke. That's exactly right. Or the kid's at BYU, or there's
BYU.
There's actually several of them this year. This is one of the great classes that we've seen. And the NBA is going to welcome in some really spectacular talents. The kid we saw with Arkansas the other day is a pretty good example of that as well. I mean, there are some spectacular freshman talents out there. Nate Ament, unfortunately for us, is not one of them. Maybe by the end of the year, though, he becomes a pretty nice player. It's my hope.
Yeah, I hope so. And I don't think he's like people just say he's a waste. He's not a waste.
No.
He's a pretty good player.
Yeah.
He's just not a very good shooter. And I think that he's being exposed to that because people are telling him, go ahead, shoot it. We don't believe you can hit it. And now that's really getting in his head.
Yes.
But too bad that Fort Texas didn't do that. I mean, what in the heck? But, Tony, going forward, I know a lot of people were upset about the guards that Barnes brought in, and it does look like maybe we swung and missed a few times. But, man, I look at the big sense. I was a Tennessee fan. I grew up with the Kevin O'Neal experience. I grew up with the Wade Houston experience.
That's right.
And if you haven't been here very long, let me just tell you, there's people who say it's not good enough. It's good enough for me, because I'll tell you what that was a living nightmare. And I like being able to go to the NCAA tournament. I like being competitive in games. And I think behind the curtain, they know they missed on a couple people.
Sure.
In life, you don't get everybody you want. It's just there's no magical team out there.
Well, I mean, and here's the other thing, right? Now more than ever, you're only going to get basically your fair share. Each year, these rosters are going to turn over. Some years, it's really going to fit. Some years, you're going to hit on Dalton Connect and look like a genius and surround him with players. Some years, you're going to swing and miss, and you're going to have an okay basketball team because you have a solid program. And this year, Tennessee has an okay, pretty solid basketball program. That's what they have this year.
I agree. I agree.
You know what, though?
Yeah,
25 years ago, we would have died.
Round one, and they could make it to 16.
That's right. We would have died for this team 25 years ago, to your point, though. We would have loved to have had this team.
Really, the roster reminds me a little bit of the Jerry Green team that had Charles Hathaway, C.J. Black, and Tony Harris at point guard. And what we ended up, the nights that Tony Harris was really on fire,
you beat people.
We were really hard to beat.
That's right.
But they would go through those cold stretches on the perimeter.
Yeah.
And sort of reminds me of this team. But, man, overall, I'm having a good time enjoying it, watching it.
Thank you, R.
But Sean Miller did Sean Miller thing.
Oh, I love
you, man.
Oh, I love those guys because you can't play a zone. It's not manly. Your peers are going to look down on you. You can't come out of whatever you're doing. You just if your tricks don't work, you take your loss. It's kind of comical.
Well, that's why he underachieves in the tournament a lot more than he overachieves.
Isn't that amazing? But hey, he's got a plum job in Texas. The question is, how invested in that sport are they going to be there? And God knows. But you know, I'm being told that Texas did play some zone the last 16 minutes of the game. But you know, the thing is, when they came out in the first half and let the game get out of reach, I mean, at that point, it's already way too late. Because that thing's 15 points at halftime. Like Matt said, that thing's over at halftime.
I think Tennessee really scored on transition more and on the run after turnovers more so than Texas didn't play a zone. I think that was sort of what started the game off right for the Vols.
They got downhill, right? 24 fast break points. But Texas defensively, they just weren't getting back. I mean, it was like, okay, what are we doing? I mean, I'm glad we were doing it, but you were just like, oh, that's an open layup. There's an open layup. There's an open layup.
I think when they went to that zone, Gillespie hit a three from the left wing, the first possession of it, and he had already gotten into the game. I mean, he scored 34 points, and I don't think he even took 20 shots because he made 4 or 5 threes. I mean, he was really, really efficient tonight because he went through. I mean, I don't even think he shot for like the first 10 minutes of the second half.
Yep.
He was kind of stuck on 22 for a while they, you're just kind of letting the game play, like try to run the clock out pretty much. And then every time Texas made a little bit of a run and got it close to 10, he would just take over and get one of those fast break layups or just pull up and hit a three, and that'd be that.
Hey, Matt, in my mind, the presence of Gillespie is going to make Tennessee nearly impossible to beat in our building. When you have a guard that can do that and initiate like that, and it's just that much of a headache, unless he has a really bad night. This is a team that's going to play really well at home, I do believe, because they're going to get enough from their other players to be successful. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, because you've got 4 inside options that you can find the right combination each game. You need 2 of those guys to have good nights. I guess tonight you had guys with 10 points from inside, which is impressive. But yeah, when you can do that, you can control the pace of the game and control the crowd. And Gillespie's really, really good at kind of understanding the moment. I think he has a great feel for the game. He's a really, really good point guard. We've probably taken him for granted for much of the year because we rarely is he ever talked about when we start post-game shows. And he's
never.
I mean, he's easily the guy that's carrying your team.
Without him, you got no chance. And see, here's the thing. The way this team construction stuff works is you always look at the guys that get away or the guys you bring in that don't work. You don't talk about the hits. This guy's a total hit.
He's worth every penny they're paying him, and he probably should get some of Amen's money.
Well, that's true. Because Amen is, to this point, he's so off kilter. It's so funky around him and so far from what he was supposed to be that it kind of takes some of your appreciation away for what Gillespie is. Because if Amen's clicking, boy, those 2 guys up top, now you're really cooking with grease. If you got one guy that's going to give you, 20, 22 a night like Gillespie is, tonight he's exceptional with the 34. And as Matt said, in home games, he'll do that 2 or 3 times this year again. So let's go back to the phones, 865-200-5402. Hello and welcome in. We'll get our next call in. You're on Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime. Hi.
Hey, Basilio, Bobby.
Hey, welcome in.
Thanks for being there.
Yeah, good talk to you.
Man, I got to hang out with Russ Smith and Bob Baskerville, and Rusty's back from the West Coast. Life was good tonight at the game.
Dude.
It was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Rusty said it was better because you didn't sit with us. That's what he said. I'm just saying.
Awesome.
All kidding aside, has anybody wasted more money in the that could have gone to the transfer portal than the University of Tennessee on tall, skinny phenoms out of high school? Anybody?
Like who do you have in mind?
Nico, I'm never going to leave you.
Oh, that's a good one.
Nate Ament, do I need to go on?
That's a good one.
Nate Ament's the second best freshman on our team, maybe third, Tony.
Poor guy.
He's just not very good. I don't hate him or anything.
True.
I want him to be great. I love him.
It's not true that he's not
He's
very
a great
good.
kid.
It's not true that he's not
Sorry?
very good. It's not true that he's not very good. Come on. There's a
He's
very
not very good. Not right now.
There's a very good player in there.
Oh, I agree with that.
It's hard to argue what he's saying right now, though, for what we've seen.
Amari Evans right now is a better player. Period. That's fact. He's a better college basketball player.
Well, I mean,
he is.
Nate Ament played 22 minutes tonight and had 8 points to his 4 points. So I don't know that. I don't know. Maury Evans.
I don't know how many shots each took. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Maury Evans had a better game with Arkansas the other night. Nate Ament shot 4 shots, and Maury Evans shot 3 tonight, and Nate Ament doubled his score. And I like Amari Evans, by the way. I think he's going to be a really nice player.
I think he's a nice ball player. Yeah. I think he's a – hey, I'm for Ament, but I just wish we hadn't paid him $4.4 million.
That's a problem.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not a good basketball player. I'm not even saying he's not one of the top 15 freshmen in America. I'm not. I'm not sure he is. He might still be the second best freshman on this team. But what I'm saying is we tend to waste money and not go to the portal. Our best player is a portal player. If the Rice kid that's at USC was on this team, what would our record be?
Well, he's injured, but yes.
But he wasn't injured, last night? Did he get injured last night against Michigan State?
I get
what
you're
saying. Was it 2
saying.
games ago?
No, he's been hurt. He hurt himself.
Okay. He was averaging about 22 a game before he got hurt, right?
Yeah, he's been out, though, for how long, guys? 5 weeks?
I really don't know.
Seems like it's been December.
Yeah, he got hurt in December.
A month.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
and Ament's averaging like 15 and 6, and I know some of that's against lesser competition, but it isn't like he's. I mean, you guys are making him sound like he's a garbage player. He's a nice college basketball
I don't think he's
player.
garbage. I don't. I just think he's developmental a little bit more than we thought. He's not Kevin Durant with religion, as I call him. He's not. He's more.
We were told he'd be a one and done.
Yes,
Brian,
and he's not.
I get it.
He still probably will be.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible for him, not for anybody else.
Well,
he needs one more year in college, period. And we're going to pay him $4 million to keep him?
I would not do that. Not in a million years. I wouldn't pay him $4 million to keep him. No, sir.
He's no Cooper Flagg, that's for sure, or whatever that kid's name was.
Well, I mean,
He's not that.
Cooper Flagg's amazing.
Yes, but that's what we thought we were getting. And that's what Rick Barnes thought he was getting. I'm not mad at him. I'm actually a little bit more frustrated with the Abram kid because he's a 4-year guy that's played at 3 other schools, and he's just not great. And we brought him in to be that second guard that we needed to spell Gillespie, to get some ball handling, knock down some shots. And he's not been great either. He's not bad. I think we have one elite player, which is Gillespie, and I think we have a whole bunch of other guys. And, a couple teams have ridden that to a national Duke is one of them with Cooper Flagg. They rode it to a national title game last year, or maybe the semifinals. I can't remember. We could still do that. But we're not playing defense the way we used to under Barnes.
No.
We're not.
We're
pretty soft.
Yeah, this team's not there.
Thanks, Tony. You guys have a great night. Thanks for the time.
But the whole thing about Ament and he's just not. Look, he's not as engaged as he should be. He's not a terrible player though. He's not. Now he's not as engaged as he should be, and he's not looking for open shots. Now, Negative
Only
had
4
a good
shots.
point. Negative had a good point. Well, yeah, they didn't bring him in here to shoot 4 shots. They didn't bring him in here to have 4 shots and 5 turnovers.
1 million a shot tonight
in a January basketball game. I mean, that's true. And
yeah, but he got it across half court, Brian.
865.
No 5-second violation.
Simpleton.
865-200-5402. Let's finish up. We'll set the table for Florida and all that, and a few other nuggets as well from this team about this game and really about Gillespie as we continue after this. Get you back to Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime momentarily. Fast-flowing show today, as they all are, and life flows quickly at you. Look, you're going to need an attorney you can count on. That's why Marcos Garza and the Garza Law Firm here for you. They are live and local. They are one of us. They are of this earth. They are not from Alabama. They are not from Florida. They are not from Atlanta. They are not one of these fly-by-nighters that have bombarded the area with all kinds of crazy marketing and crazy promises. They are us, ladies and gentlemen, your Garza Law Firm, online at garzalaw.com. Whether it's DUI, criminal defense, personal injury, Social Security, or disability, they got you covered at Garza Law, online at garzalaw.com. You talk about one of us, you bow thy head. That's the great Allen at WeShipFloors.com. Whether you're a contractor or a homeowner, WeShipFloors.com, their pricing is utterly insane. You will literally save thousands. Supercore floor, it is the real deal. Whatever you do, go to WeShipFloors.com. Check out the room visualizer on the website. You can drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order a free sample today. It is that simple. You order a free sample, it makes us look great, but you're also gonna, when you see the product and you go on YouTube and you check out WeShipFloors.com, that's WeShipFloors.com, right out of Johnson City. Millions and millions and the millions of square feet in stock. WeShipFloors.com. Save thousands on millions. WeShipFloors.com. And while we're on the subject, I want to say, raise a glass. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for our friends at Dos Equis. You are going to go for Dos. Say it, know it, and write it down. Dos Equis Lager Especial. When it's time to celebrate, when it's time to nestle in and watch the Vols all winter long. Dos Equis Lager Especial, that golden Pilsner-style beer made from the choice of hops. A balanced composition, a smooth, clean finish. The party guest always invited, never overstays his welcome. Dos Equis Lager Especial. You can dress it up, rub that bottleneck, that can, that glass, that rim. Put a little lime on it. Dip it a little salt. And lick and drink and repeat, and you'll come back again and again. Dos Equis 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Yo soy Antonio. Go for Dos Equis. Also, how do we perform at our best? It's called Performance Medicine. I want to encourage you to check out Performance Medicine's YouTube channel. You'll be very glad that you did. They are absolutely incredible at Performance Medicine. Dr. Rogers and his gang want you healthy. They don't want to treat you when you're sick. They want you to stay healthy. Take control of your wellness. Personalized health solutions that fit your life. The approach of Performance Medicine puts you first, focusing on comprehensive, proactive solutions, empowering you to achieve optimal health on your terms. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you feeling drained? You struggling with your weight goals? You feeling foggy mentally? You dreaming of radiant skin? You name it, they've got it. Performance Medicine. Online at performancemedicine.net, and check out their YouTube channel. They are incredible people, helping hundreds and hundreds in this audience. And now, without further ado, let's get back to another edition of Garza Law Tennessee Basketball Overtime. And we welcome you back. Couple notes for you. The Vols are going to probably open with this Florida game at +3. Florida is so similar to the Vols in that they've got a very good front line, and they're just kind of so-so in their backcourt. Tennessee's got a real edge at point guard. in that one. It's a Saturday noon start, so we'll be on, I don't know, 2:30ish in the afternoon. Big sports day, obviously, with the NFL stuff and all kinds of things that are going on. But right now, Torvik has the Vols as a last number 3 seed after tonight's action. Who knows how that's going to go? The way that Gillespie's playing right now, Matt, just a word about him, he is probably going to get SEC Newcomer of the Year. It will be the 3rd year in a row that the Vols have gone into the portal and gotten the Newcomer of the Year, if in fact that happens. Philon at Bama is the other guy that right now, when you look at the numbers, who he's vying with. So, and that includes all games, not just league games, but you're talking about a guy that's averaging 19 a game, 6 assists, shooting over 50% from the field, 90% from the line, 37% from 3. And people, Matt, to your point, don't even talk about the guy. And I don't know why that is, but they don't.
Yeah, it is kind of strange. We've just totally taken him for granted, I guess.
Yes.
Because we've had such good point guard play for a number of years. And this is, Gillespie's a much better scorer than Ziegler was. But they both are just in total command of the offense. Gillespie maybe a little bit more, actually. So yeah, it's fun to see. I just think Gillespie's a really smart player out there, and I mean he's just been a winner everywhere he's been, going back to his high school days. The guy's just been a winning point guard, and that's what he's going to be this year too.
Yeah, and last year he led the Crab Five, and somebody mentioned his teammate Rodney Rice, who got hurt at USC. I guess looking it up, back in late November is when he got hurt. He's been off the radar for a while, but the fact is that in this day and age we're living in, we tend to focus on not the hits, but we focus on the misses. And right now, Nate Ament is not what we thought he was going to be, but it doesn't mean he can't be that in 2 months. I still am holding out hope that the lights can, in some form or fashion, come on for him, at least to the point where when we get in these league games, he won't be fighting himself. So, by the way, Philon, not a newcomer, he's second in the SEC Player of the Year overall to him. And he's tracking for the Newcomer of the Year, which is what I meant to say. The Philon kid's been at Alabama for a while. But it's late, and I'm fighting myself over here. Do you guys have anything else you'd care to add here on the way out as we put a wrap on this one?
Please pull up the ending of the Auburn game, Tone, and watch it, and how hilarious it is.
Really?
It's incredible because the TV copy, like live, it makes it look like he got the shot off.
Mm-hmm. And
they counted it initially, and then waved it off in Auburn.
They celebrated
in Neville Arena. Yeah.
False finish. That's Derek Dooley style right there.
I hope they didn't throw anything on the floor because David Ubben will be writing a column about it.
Where is David Ubben now? I haven't seen him in a while.
He's still minute. I guess with the Athletic.
I haven't seen him. David Ubben. What a quirky guy. Quirky feller. Well, listen, guys, thanks for jumping in. It was a lot of fun tonight. Vols 1-1 in the league. Again, we'll be with you after the Florida game tomorrow. We'll have a full report for you. We'll be live. We'll be talking, obviously, tomorrow in the morning just about, is it the right play to get involved if you're Tennessee with Sam Leavitt? There's a lot to love about that Leavitt guy. Love him or love him. You can love it or love it. But there's a lot to love about him, which is, man, when he's healthy, he's a hell of a player. He's a great competitor. But is he going to get back from that injury And is he worth investing the kind of money you have to invest in him? Apparently, the thing that's really made this possible, Matt, is this guy at Washington. Apparently, LSU is going to get involved with him. Matt, is this going to be the mess of all messes? I mean, what are we doing here with college football? What are we doing?
It's just such a stupid season. The off-season stuff is just so awful. And the sport somehow finds a way to become extremely compelling during the season. But this might be it, because the guy literally signed a contract with the school for rev share that's tied to the Big Ten as well.
Yes.
And it's like a binding contract that
and
he
they're
just signed.
saying you're not out of this, and anybody that enters into something with you, we're going to go after. And there's rampant speculation in the sport tonight that LSU is in fact the culprit. And I mean, would that surprise you, Matt? That would not surprise me one bit.
No, because he entered with the do not contact tag, which is just makes it obvious that you were tampered with. I mean,
it's so great.
Who else could it be? Who else could it be besides LSU?
I know I signed a contract 2 days ago, but I'm going into the portal, and what do you think they were doing out there when Fish got that phone call today? And they said, yeah, quarterback, whoa, we just signed him over the weekend. And we signed him in one of those binding league deals. No, we're not doing that. So we have a lot to talk about tomorrow. Watson Brown will be in here. I don't know how. And look, Tennessee fans are getting extremely antsy. I get it. I get it. There's a bunch of guys that they circled that are either going to go to places like Indiana or Texas Tech. I get it. It's frustrating to watch. I get it. I'm one of these people, though, that I think there's a ton of football players all over the place. And you have to have a list and then a backup list. The best organizations are the ones that can get in their third and their fourth list and still pull really good football players out of the portal that they can develop and win with. And if you can't do that, you're not going to keep your job in this era. If you're Josh Heupel and you can't do this, then you need to let somebody else come do the job that can do the job. It's that simple. Because you're not going to make it if you can't do that. So Texas Tech can't sign everybody, and neither can Indiana, and neither can LSU for that matter, and neither can Georgia. And see, Indiana showed you that. If you're resourceful, and sure, Indiana's gotten a push, and they're spending money. It isn't like they're not spending money. But they're spending money comparable to what we're spending. And if they can do it, we can do it. I believe that. But you have to be able to recognize, and you have to be able to develop. It's kind of like this Barnes guy. People are going to beat on him this year if his Nate Ament thing doesn't work out. And he's dug in his heels too, which is really interesting. He's not hard coaching him. If you'll watch Rick Barnes, his approach to this kid, he's not really roughing him up during games. He's not getting on him because he's tied to this kid. He really wants this thing to work out. He's really believed in it. It's going to be really interesting to watch this Ament thing unfold. But I'm not going to judge Tennessee till I see the product on the field next year. And if the product on the field's bad and it's substandard and they didn't do their homework, then they're going to get ripped for it. And that's the sport you're in now. And by the way, to quote a famous philosopher, I didn't do it. But I'm surely not going to overreact 5 days into the damn portal. I'm sorry. I'm not. In the meantime, Matt, Bri, thank you guys. Hope you guys have a good night. And to everybody listening to us, I hope you have a good, safe drive home. We love you. We appreciate you. I want to thank all of our wonderful sponsors who have made it possible for us to do what we do. Appreciate you being there tonight. Hope you have a good night, good morning. We're back with you in about, 9 hours or something. So I got to get some sleep. I got to get my beauty rests. But in the meantime, we appreciate you. For those that you're in your car that you missed this earlier, we'll jump in and share with you what we had. My read on this Tennessee basketball team right now is we've seen better additions. We've seen a lot worse. We've seen better. This team is okay. They're pretty good. They're aight. They're aight, to quote Josh Heupel. And they're going to win a bunch of games. And I don't know that they're going to be great shakes at any point this year, and like we've seen some of these teams. But it's always fun. It's always great. And I want to thank everybody that participated tonight. And I realize it's late, and I need to get some sleep. We'll be back tomorrow. By the way, over on the blog tomorrow, we're going to have some interesting stuff about the portal, about some other things. There's a couple Penn State kids defensively that are worth looking at that we're considering as well. So, I mean, the portal's just crazy. And Texas Tech is ripping it up. I don't know what to tell you. Texas Tech and Indiana are like dominating the sport right now. I don't know what to tell you. Here we go. Check you to the left, check you to the right, check you with all your might. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Here we go. Okay, Laura, we're done. 3, 2, and uno. Tony Basilio welcoming you in the Ray Mears studio where your Tennessee Volunteers